I'm making a kale, cranberry, and goat cheese salad today. I'll show you how to cut your kale so it's going to be nice and tender to eat. This salad is so good during the fall and winter months. Have it with a big bowl of warm soup. You might want to try my roasted pumpkin soup, and you'll really be happy. You'll find this recipe and all of my other recipes at Diane's World Cooking on Facebook. I have one large bunch of Tuscan kale. This is also called locatino kale or dinosaur kale. It's much more delicate than the regular kale that you usually buy. You want to really remove all of those heavy-duty stems, and you'll want to wash all of your kale very carefully in cold water and then pat dry. There's a rib in the center, and I do like to remove it because it's a little bit too chewy to eat. So just take part of it off, the largest part of it, and then you're all set. Now it's time to chop your kale, so I'm going to fold it over, and what I want to do is chiffonade it. I want it into ribbons, and this way the kale will be so much easier to eat. I think it's the best bet rather than cutting it into squares. This makes a really nice presentation too, and allows all of your other ingredients to mix well with your kale. So put this aside when you're done. And this is enough for about 4 to 6 really large salads. I'm using scallions for my onion, but you could also do this with a red onion. So I've washed them and cleaned them up, and I'm going to use both the white and the green part of the scallion. So get rid of that little root part, and then trim the other end if it needs, then cut the whole bunch in half, and it's much easier to handle and also quick work when you do it this way. Add your scallions right into the bowl with your kale. So now you're partway through the salad, and we just have some dried cranberries here. They go so well with kale and the orange vinaigrette that we're going to make. So I'm using about a cup of them, so that's up to you. You could use a little bit less, and just mix them up really well. This kale salad is going to have a beautiful orange vinaigrette. I'll show you how to make one from scratch and what a difference it is compared to anything you could ever buy. You'll start out with one orange, and I like to buy a navel orange, and I also have a shallot, and I've got some Dijon mustard and some good extra virgin olive oil. Here is some white wine vinegar. Shallots add such a beautiful sweet flavor to a vinaigrette. I really recommend them, particularly for this one. So chop it really fine. You don't want huge pieces in your vinaigrette. I'm measuring out 1 tablespoon of my chopped shallots. Now I have an orange, and I'm only going to zest half of it. Just grate off the outer layer and make sure to get any of that hidden rind that's left behind. So add that to your shallots. Now I'm cutting the orange in half, and all I'm going to do is juice half of that orange into the bowl. I have the tablespoon of Dijon mustard and 1/4 cup of that white wine vinegar. Add that to the bowl. Now I have some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm measuring out 3/4 cup. But before I do anything, I'm going to salt and pepper and mix up what I have already. It's important to drizzle in your extra virgin olive oil. It just helps emulsify the vinaigrette and makes it more creamy. I'm giving it a taste, and it's fine. I have some goat cheese here, and if you don't like goat cheese, you can use feta, but I like to buy the hard version of the goat cheese and the feta and crumble it up. Now I'm going to drizzle in my prepared vinaigrette a little at a time. I used all of mine. You can top your salad with any nuts that you want, and make sure that they're toasted. You'll place your salad greens with cranberries and scallions first, then top it with your cheese, and then whatever nut you would like, and you are ready to go. This is such a great winter salad when the tomatoes aren't that great, but you can really make it any time of the year. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, please do. I would really love it. And if you'll give it a like, that really helps.